All right, we are here at the International Circus Hall of Fame for the Great Camelot Renaissance Fair. This is the venue, and I am showing you the grounds here. So over here, this is where people are going to come in to park. So there is a road that comes in this way. You see these flags, there's the road, and then this curve here. This is the office here. There's a little bit of parking here, but I assume this is going to be the staff parking. And there will be extra parking over back somewhere this way. But main parking will be when you come down this road, you're gonna drive down here. This area where the trees are, I believe this is going to be camping space for participants. So you'll drive down here, you're gonna drive all the way over here. Now, I believe what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a barrier where this, basically where this fence starts. I don't know what kind of barrier we're doing. It might be some fencing, it might be just flags, it might be whatever. But it's going to kind of like go along here where these flags are currently at, kind of marking off a barrier here. And this is gonna be where this vendor row is right here. So, as a patron, you're gonna drive down here. None of this will be here. This will all be camping over here until the trees stop. This will all be the festival on this side. This will all be parking on this side. So we come over here. This is all parking, parking, parking. And I don't know if you can see how well in this video, but you see where the kind of crops start. I assume that is how far you can park. Again, festival is on this side. More parking over here. All these trailers and stuff can be moved. Then you're gonna keep going this way when you're driving as a patron to come in. Maybe some participant parking, we'll see. And then this is the festival. So in order to park, we're gonna drive this way. And then there's going to be a gate somewhere around here where the concessions are. And this tent, Bob has told me, will probably just stay here, although it looks like it can be moved as needed. There will be a gate to get into the festival somewhere around here. But then all of this back area will be parking. I'm not sure exactly where the barrier will end, if this will be parking as well, or if it will be blocked off. Not really entirely sure, but this will all be parking way over here. And we do have backup parking. It's about 5 acres large, somewhere out there, if we need it. But they said that it can only really be used if the weather permits. If it starts getting too muddy, then that can be an issue. This will definitely be a part of the festival back behind this building here. So we will probably need to block off, either block this off or create some sort of gateway situation, so patrons aren't just sitting there driving in the middle of the festival. You know, make it so where people can't drive through it at least. Probably best to block it off entirely so that people aren't coming in this way without buying a ticket. So they just come park over here, and then a little gate somewhere over here. There's also another gate labeled way back there in the back. I will get to there in a minute. I'm not sure how much that gate is going to be used, but we will see. Let's go this way. There is a show going on right now. Let's see here. Bob said that they do plan on keeping this concession stand right here. Let's see. Don't mind my shakiness. So we have, hopefully you can hear me okay. This will all be vendors lining up somewhere in front of this road here. And then this building will have the food wrapped all the way around. And there's a road going this way. And then this is the museum, which we will go in here in a second. But I just want to show you, this will be open right now for this event. They have this blocked off, but for our festival, this will be open. And here, this will be completely non-accessible, so I don't know if they want to block it off at all, but this is their personal storage. We got to keep stuff in there. So going into the museum here, this will be where one of the stages is. So you walk in, lots of museum-y stuff and things. Don't mind me. So this is going towards the stage. Before we get there, this is going to be where the restrooms are. So right here, maybe we should put like a big old sign or something. But through this door, this is in between this area. We're going to go here, and then the restrooms are just right here. So we have one toilet per gender, and it's just a single stall situation. And of course we will have porta potties and all that sort of stuff. Now, over here is going to be where the stage is. So they are moving all of these wagon trailer things. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to put the stage somewhere on this side, and then the audience will be probably on this side. Either that or we'll do a sideways situation. Let me just get around here. So here is going to be the like big entrance for the stage. This is mostly for like big prop situation, so we can get stuff in and out of here. So we'll probably put a little green room. I don't know about the main green room, but some sort of tent or something around here, so we can potentially store stuff for whatever is needed on the stage. And then, so you'll walk in here, and there will be seating somewhere around here. All of this is going to be moved. He said that this piece right here can be moved as well, this thing right here. It is on wheels. And then all of this stuff can be moved as well. So we'll have from right here to the rest of the space we will have for the stage. Not 100% sure on the layout exactly. Yeah, it will probably be end up a situation where the stage is either over here or it's like on a side somewhere. But then that would be an area where people can go in and out, or we could also potentially put the stage here. My only concern would be patrons trying to go in and out while the stage is literally right here. But we do need the space open so that we can get big props in and out of here to this stage. And this just leads to, this is going to be the back parking lot area, and then we can go this way. This spot over here is kind of out of the way of everything. So it's probably best that we really advertise that there's a stage back here. So yeah, we will have to figure that out. But let's go ahead and go back through the museum here. So obviously a lot of this stuff is not going to be blocked off with the caution tape here. But yeah, all this cool museum stuff. It's a little bit congested in here for an entrance to a stage. So I do think that we need to advertise not only going to the stage from this direction, but also going around to the back entrance, so it doesn't get too like confusing and cluttered in here, or congested, I should say. But this stuff's cool and cool to look at. There's all this. I don't know if all this stuff is going to stay in. They might be able to move some other stuff around. I'm not really sure. We'll have to see. And then it looks like there's a little shop in here. So that's pretty cool. And this might actually, this whole thing might be able to open as well. Not sure. If that's the case, that might be a good idea to open it. But yeah, there's that. And then there's the entrance to the little souvenir shop situation. And then we're over here now. So again, just quickly looking over here. Vendors, food all around this building. We might have, so we have this open space this way. We might have some pony rides over here. We might have some other little game things that aren't throwing stuff. Let's go ahead and go over here this way. Right here. Thank you. All right, so we do have this entrance going back towards behind the stage. So on this side, again, food wrapped around this building. And then we have this large space over here. Now, let's go ahead and go out this way. We'll start at the front and then we'll kind of make our way back a little bit here. All of these trailer things, wagons and everything, like all of this can be moved where we want them. This is all storage and it's gonna stay that way. Oh, another thing to mention, both buildings will have power. This pole over here will have power. There is a stage over here this way. I'm gonna walk on this side. So, yeah, let's go ahead and look at the stage real quick. So here is the entrance. They have this marked as a gate over here somewhere. I don't know how that's gonna work, but so this is a stage over here. Oh, you know what? I think we said pony rides might be over here. So in between this white fence and this stage, we might put pony rides over here in this corner area-ish. Stage here. So what we might end up doing is maybe put something here as like a backdrop situation, because this cannot move. I mean, he said that it can move, but it's literally in the ground. So, and then we can put like tents or whatever as a backstage green room situation behind here. Maybe put something here, perform right here, seating right here. Okay. And we could also put like pony rides over here if we needed to. I don't remember exactly where all of the vendors are, but the vendors are kind of scattered. I think there were some vendors over here. The vendors are kind of just scattered around, except this is the main vendor row that way. And then they've got some random vendors here and there. Over here, so you see this cord here, there's water and power over here. So you see this is the water and then this is the power here. And then you want to be very careful not to go to this house. So we should have some sort of barrier to mark off their territory. Now in this area over here, we do have some options. So this is option number 1 for the acrobatic horse show. From this sign to this sign over here, and this like water tank here, it's going to be roughly 50 feet or so. And we could also move the horse show slightly back this way. And so just have the horse show right here, audience right here, there's the path, and then behind the path is food. But if we go over this way, again, trailers can be moved where necessary. Back here we have the house. So we should put some sort of barrier along this path here. Let's see. So, barrier right here. Okay. We could put something right here. I know we have the oh, what are they called? Guardians of the Black Forest. Could potentially act as a barrier, or like be in front of the barrier over here. And then we have this space over here. So we can also put the horse act over here. This is definitely at least 50 feet, pretty big. But I also think this area somewhere around here would be the best spot to put archery and axe throwing, because if worse comes to worse, they can throw it out into the field of crops and not at somebody's head or a building. So I was thinking there's also a path to go back around here. We do have some vendors, I think, right here, a little mini vendor row right here in front of this situation. Maybe they'll kind of hide whatever that is. So yeah, if we put games like throwing, axes, and archery, that sort of thing. I don't know how much space they need, but there is just this open field. And then we could put the horses over here. There's also a stage, a regular stage out here somewhere as well. So stage or horse stage, two different things. Regular stage and then the horse ring will either be here or they'll be in front of those trees. Whichever one works best. I would say probably, looking at this honestly, I'd say the horses might do best over here. And then the horses could have a little like resting area, either over here or over here in front of this barrier that's going to be put up in front of the house, because we definitely don't want patrons just wandering over to people's houses, you know. And then we could have a regular stage over here in front of these trees. We have to be very careful not to go behind these trees, because behind these trees is their personal property. So we could do it right here. We also have this weird concrete thing that could potentially be a marker for territory. I'm not really sure. But it is a bit of a hill that goes down here. So we could put a stage here, or we could put it in the middle of this field that's right here. Yeah, either horses or a regular stage in one of these two places. And then we'll have the Guardians of the Black Forest, I think that's what they're called, out here somewhere, I think. And then archery and axe throwing out in front of that field. So yeah, am I missing anything? I think that's everything. Like I said, I can't tell you exactly where all the vendors are all going to be set up. They're just going to be scattered around stage. So that way you can go through the stage through here, or up and around, or back and around that way. And then some vendors will be kind of here. Open field for stages. Pathway, stage / horse ring over here. Vendors, food booths, I should say, over here. A random patch of cement for who knows what. And yeah, that is our venue. I will circle back around. My video's getting quite long. I'll probably speed it up so it's not so freaking long. More room for storage so they can store some of these wagon things. Some of them, Corey says that some of them will be out for backdrops, maybe the coolest looking ones. Like we got a pretty cool looking one over here. See, that one's kind of neato. Stage show right behind this wagon here. Stage, possibly ponies, or possibly ponies. Here's the road. Vendors will be in front of the road. Food booths over here. Again, this building has power. This building has power. There's also some power over by the camping area. There's a couple poles. Like I believe that one. I think they said 2 poles out here have power. But power is very limited. There's only a certain amount of outlets. So if you need power, great. If you don't need power, then don't use power, I'd say. Yeah, I don't know if this can be used as a backstage area, but I imagine not because they'll have storage. I think that's everything, guys. I'll take pictures and everything, and yeah, that's our venue for the Great Camelot Renaissance Fair in Peru, Indiana for 2025.